Hey everybody and welcome back. I already have a donut in my hand, so let me explain what's happening today because this isn't our normal press and trim and curls and all of the things. So I've taken this donut and I'm pinching it right here, right? And I'm using the rat tail portion of my comb to just kind of puncture a hole in it so that I can get the ponytail holder through. I'm putting the ponytail holder through here, just like that. Easy. And then you just want to loop one side into the other so that the donut can be attached to the ponytail holder, and then I'll explain what that's about later. Okay, so I know we came in hot, so you're like, what are you making? But I had one of my followers on Instagram reach out to me and ask me to make her a rose for her hair, just like I did Sky Jackson and her mom for the cover of Deeper Than Hair magazine for the Kentucky Derby. So right here, I'm taking a T-pin. Those are T-pins, and I'm just going to use that to attach it to my canvas mannequin head, just so I can have something to build my rose on. Now you can do maybe 4 T-pins. I usually do like 2, but I think I'm gonna do, I don't know, you don't need a lot, put it like that, because T-pins are really strong and the canvas head is really strong. So, it is what it is. Whatever you feel like is secure to you. Now, once it's secure, you just want to fluff it out and make sure that it's a perfect circle. Now you want to get some braiding hair. Now, any braiding hair will do, but I like to use Expression simply because it has this texture in it. It almost looks like really small crimps, but it just helps you do what needs to be done. Because regular braiding hair, it gets a little frizzy when you're trying to build the rose or whatever you're building with your braiding hair. So this hair right here helps you just get to it. And a trick is you could take the blow dryer on the medium setting and straighten it if you need to. So you see how it just kind of, that air from the blow dryer just straightens the hair out. So I like to straighten it a little bit. So I like to leave it like 50% crimpy and 50% straight, because it just helps me get more control, but it also gives like definition and just like pretty vibes into the rose. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hair, and right at the midpoint of the fold over of the braided hair, I'm just going to leave the rubber band on, stick it right in the middle of the donut. If you've never seen these kind of donuts before, they're basically for ballerina buns. So I don't know if you've ever been in, competitions or pageants or anything growing up, but these donut buns have been out forever. They used to sell them at the dance store, and now they're just at the hair store, and they've been there for years. I was just showing you a really long hairpin because regular length hairpins or the standard length hairpins won't reach all the way through. So you just want to do as much security as possible, because although we're going to use every drop of Holden spray on this side of the Mississippi, you still want to use really long hairpins just to make sure that the security is all in, okay? So now that hair is in there, I'm just going to take my blow dryer and straighten the hair a little bit more before I get started, just to, get the texture that I'm looking for in the braid hair. It is no right or wrong way to do this. If you want your flower to be completely textured, don't blow dry it at all. If you want it to be super silky, then blow dry the whole thing. I wouldn't do that because it's a little harder to manage when it's super straight, but it is what it is. So as you see, I just stuck my finger right in the middle and looped that first piece of hair around my finger. Now, this is one of the hardest videos I think I ever had to do a voiceover on, because I just kind of go with vibes and do things and create on my own. You know how when people make a pie, or your ancestors, when your grandparents or your mom make mac and cheese, you're like, can I get the recipe? And they say they don't have recipes. They just go with the vibes. They sprinkle the seasoning until the ancestors say stop. So that's how I work with these creations that I do. I'm just doing what I do. No 2 projects are the same. I've made this flower. This is my 4th time making a flower, and it's absolutely different every time. So although I'm trying to explain to you guys what I'm doing, it's really more so a look and learn, for real, for real. So, watching is going to make you feel like you can do it, and you can. But I just want to encourage you to make it your own. Okay, so it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. It just needs to be your own creation and just make it beautiful. And as long as you put love into it, it's going to come out beautiful. Next, I'm just using my finger again to loop the next petal. So basically this is the base of the rose, and now after you do that middle loop, you're going to start creating petals. So I'm just laying mine around smooth like this, and I'm just going to take an extra long hairpin again, and I'm going to put it right into place. Again, there's no wrong or right way to do this. You can put your petals wherever you want to put them. You can make them as wide as you want, as small as you want. I've seen somebody do hair where it's like a dozen roses in the hair. I think that's so beautiful and such a great idea. So you can understand how small everything has to be and intricate when you're doing smaller roses, but we're doing a big one, so the petals are going to be larger. So just make sure that you secure every piece that you do. Even if you have to, because at the end you're going to see I go in and just take a lot of the hairpins out, because once that holding spray gets all the way in there, you don't need as many pins as you started with, especially if they are showing. So I like to take the pins out so that you can't see them anymore. Now I'm using Got to Be spray, and like I said, I'm using all of the spray. I've cut out so many clips of me spraying this thing, because I was like, they're gonna be like, she is ODing on the spray. But listen, you have to get this joint to sit for you, and that's the only way, because it's hair. And one thing about hair, a lot of times, like, people look at my Instagram page and like, you do hair so perfect, it's so amazing. And it's like, yes, I love every hair in place, but at the end of the day, it's hair. So it's gonna move, it's gonna shift, it's gonna be flyaways, so holding spray is the only way to get hair to just kind of take a stance and stay exactly where it's going to be. So don't feel like you're overdoing it on the holding spray, because you literally need it. So as you see, we just pin another petal in place. So what I'm doing, as you see, is just pulling forward. I'm pinching it, because that's going to define the petals. So I'm pinching it forward. Just some of them I even brought, one of the roses I've made, I brought it to a point on each petal. But you just want to make sure that there's some type of definition in each petal, just simply so it can kind of, how roses have like an outline at the top? You kind of wanted to give those vibes. So again, just pretend you're in art class. Do it your way. Now here I am pinching the hair again, just to give it the shape that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to pin it into place. Now, because you're going to have to spray it with so much holding spray and you want to create shape, the blow dryer is the best way to make everything set. So again, it's hair, so don't worry about flyaways coming out when the air of the blow dryer comes. Just put your blow dryer on medium heat and low air. So make sure the speed is pretty much the lowest that it can be, so you don't like blow your rose away, okay? You don't want to blow the rose away. You just want to be real soft and gentle and delicate, just like the flower that you're making. Here's the next part. So as you see, I'm just going around. It's giving beehive. You know what I mean? Just going around like a beehive, pinching and pinning, pinching and pinning. That's it. Now this size flower right here would be so pretty for a kid, for a bun in the back of your hair, for a wedding, As you see, the donut is exposed in the back, but that's just for now because she's getting a really big flower. All of this is getting covered as we go. But look how cute this little flower is already. If you're in a wedding or some type of just something soft and beautiful, I could just see it with a pretty rose colored slip dress or just something soft. You know what I mean? So you could stop there if you want to, if you just want to make a small rose. But of course, we're going for the gusto. Now, I'm not going to make this rose as big as Sky's was simply because the girl who asked me to make it for the Kentucky Derby, I felt like I was nervous to send her a gigantic rose because I felt like because I wasn't going to be there to install it. I also know that once I mailed it to her, over time it gets soft. So when I sent it to her, I was letting her know, like, just spray it with holding spray every now and then because holding spray wears off, just like makeup wears off, just like anything wears off. So does holding spray, even though she wasn't wearing it outside and it was just sitting in the box that I sent it in. I was like, make sure that it stays, in place. So don't be afraid to spray it down. So I made her maybe like a medium large instead of a jumbo because her hairstylist was going to put it on. I made sure that I was going to explain to them how to do it, but it's just easier to hold on to. And a photo shoot is different when you have this big gigantic rose on the head because you're just standing there watching it. It's just for pictures. But because she was going to be moving and shaking and clapping for the races and all those things, I was like, let's just make it more sturdy. So that's why I did that. Now, see, I don't know if you see it starting to come together, looking more and more like a flower, but right here I'm spraying behind it because, again, sturdiness is key. Pinch and pull, spray, pinch, pull, spray. This is giving all the definition that the flower needs to look exactly like what it is. Same thing here. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. Pinch, pull, pin. Pinch, pull, pin. So I know I like to talk to y'all about what we watching on TV. And right now I'm rewatching The Have and the Have Nots. I'm not sure if y'all used to watch The Have and the Have Nots, but baby, the fact that this show has me in a chokehold twice in one lifetime is beyond me, okay? I don't know if y'all parents watch it, you watch it, your grandparents. I know grandparents love The Have and the Have Nots. And fun fact, I did the hair on The Have and the Have Nots for the main character, Tika Sumter, who played Candace Young. I did the hair for her season 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Did it go to 8 seasons or 7 seasons? Either way, I did it from season 4 on. So it was my favorite show ever before I start working there. And then when you start working there, the magic kind of goes away because you see how they make stuff and how they do stuff. And, you're watching a show like, oh, I was standing right there behind the couch. And it just makes it a little different for you when you watch it. So I'm rewatching it because I stopped watching it when I started working there. And I'm rewatching it so that I could watch the rest of the show. And it's just making me so happy. I be in this house screaming and hollering at my TV. I know my neighbors are like, what is going on? Now, another one of my clients just wrote a show. Well, she's been working on it for about a couple years now, but she just wrote a show called Forever. And it's on Netflix, and it's actually number 1 on Netflix right now. By the time you see this video, I hope it's still number 1. But have you been watching Forever, or have you watched it? I've binge watched it all the way through. And it's such a beautiful, soft, I felt 17 again. So if you haven't watched Forever yet, please do. If you did watch Forever, or if you have watched The Have and the Have Nots, talk to me because I love talking about the TV shows in the comments too, because I always have to watch TV while I'm editing for y'all. But yeah, watch Forever, please, y'all. It's just so perfect. It's just such a beautiful show, and it's just something that I haven't seen in so long. Just something soft and gentle, just like this rose. something soft and gentle. So let me know how you like it, or if you watch it this week, let me know in next week's video. Let's talk about it. So while I was just talking about the TV shows, I meant to talk to y'all about Sometimes when you make the rose, it kind of takes an oval shape. So you see how it's just taking a shape or a triangular shape. So you want to start making sure that your petals create circular motion. So, and honestly, it's your flower. If you want a triangle flower, do your thing. Or if you want an oval flower or a square flower, I mean, that's fire actually. Now that I think about it, it makes me want to try it. But just do things your way. But what I am doing here is just making sure that it ends up in a circular, because as you make it, sometimes it just takes on a different shape. So you just want to do whatever you can to make sure that it stays the right shape for you. Don't forget to blow dry. Do not get lazy with that. Look how pretty the rose is coming out, okay? It's so pretty. And here comes that holding spray again. Every time I sprayed the holding spray, I was like, never too much, never too much. Because can't nobody tell me that Luther wasn't singing about Gots to Be. Yeah, I know he was. He was making a flower hairpiece, and, you know, he was spraying his hairspray and made that song. Y'all can't convince me otherwise. Here I'm just pulling the petals forward just a little bit, especially the farther you get in the back, you want to pull them forward just to make sure that they are being seen from the front of the flower too, not just the side. The side profile is always the winner because it's just so you could see everything a lot better. But just make sure that you are pinching those corners the best way you can just to create those petals. I like to just press the concentrator into the comb. I press it into my hand sometimes. It's just a fight for your life, for real, for real. Taking on these projects, sometimes in the middle of a project, any project, a work project, hair, a house, building a house, especially stuff like that. In the middle, you're like, what was I thinking? But it's always so worth it at the end. So this is where I'm done. I'm spraying it down with glass spray. This is like the last glass on the planet right now until the manufacturers get their life together. So you would think I would be spraying it sparingly, but no, it needs to shine. Now, softly, you are going to just take the donut off of your canvas head or your styrofoam head, whatever you use at home. And so see how it just created its own beehive in the back, so it's all closed up. You cannot see the donut anymore. And that's what I was showing you earlier. The ponytail holder is holding out because what happens is you put your hair in a bun and you just attach the ponytail holder to the bun, and that's it. So I mailed the flower to Kelli. She put it on her head right in the front, like as a fascinator. And baby, it's beautiful. It even looked like she watered it because look, it looked like it grew. Okay. Thanks for watching, y'all. And I'll see you next time. Bye.